go with that one. Recycling your enemy. Well, that's pretty grim. Oh, this is a blue one. What is this? The Bluebird? It's called Bluebird. Hey, that's a, wait, why does that sound familiar? Bluebird. Oh, Yellowbird is the name of the hot sauce brand, I think. Alright, let's try. Okay, so one of them's weakened by Gino, so we'll have Gino attack that one again. Looks like this ain't going so bad. What are you doing? Crystal. Oh, this one can do magic a little bit. That's cool. What is our health at now? Oh, we're okay. We've done some leveling up recently, which restores our HP up. We skipped doing the inn. I forgot to like go back and rest at the inn, but it looks like we don't have to worry about that right now. Okay, I found a chest. Ooh, flower tab. So our max FP is now at 73. That's cool. Alright, we defeated everyone there. Next door, which has a paratroopa in front, a heavy Koopa in front of it. I guess we'll go beat it up. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's cool. Alright. A Gligar in the chat for Pokemon Community Gamers. Wow. 3 of them. Alright. Maybe we'll actually do a special this time. Geno Flash. It hits all of them, right? Okay, here we go. Hold Y for power. Oh my god. 90. That ain't bad. Bowser could do stuff too. Bowser Crush. Will it hit them? I know the description was Earth comes up, Earth spikes. So let's see. They're flying. I wonder if this will be like Pokemon where it won't hit them. This is for science. Hit Y repeatedly. Oh, it's a big old Mega Koopa. Well, maybe it was the different Bowser special that does the spikes. Alright, let's just do regular old attacks now. Hopefully that does enough. Oh, there you go. I think we're good now. Heavy Troopa's ready to launch. Heavy Troopa's ready to launch. Alright, hurry up, kill them. Before they squish us. Alright, we're okay now. We spent some magical points. Flowery points. Alright, cool. Can we open it? Hey, wait a minute. It's locked. Oh. Damn. We fought those peeps just for nothing. Alright. I have the obsessive need to destroy all the enemies on the screen. Heavy Troopas ready to launch. Wow, Gino took care of that guy on his own. Okay, shamans. Whoa. Alright. A lot of little guys. Flamestone. Ow. How's our HP? Wow, we're still good. We're still good. Alright, Wake up, Joffrey. Mistake attacking Bowser, since that looks like a physical attack. And Bowser's physical defense is off the charts. Alright, let's check for hidden chests. Maybe around here. Nope. Okay. Hello? Ah! That was a very aggressive shaman. That contains a sleeping Joffrey. Oh, Gino level up. So it's time for chat to decide what level up bonus Gino should get. So I'm going to go ahead and start a poll. That's how this works here. And I'll list each option. So the question is, which level up bonus for Gino this time? And option 1 is POW. Option 2 is HP. And option 3, S. Let's go ahead and start. 1 minute duration. Take some time, sip my nice little mocha. Past halfway left in the time for the poll. So far, we've got 1 winning. Oh, yep, still in the lead. I don't anticipate this going any differently from what we see now, but who knows? Maybe there will be some surprise votes to change Gino's fate in the last couple seconds now. 2, 1, and that's time. HP has been chosen. Level up bonus. Looks like Gino's gonna have a little bit more likely time to survive attacks. Oh wow, look at all these birdies. Alright. I can't wait until we do this battle with with Mallow. I wonder how much damage. If I mean, they seem like they might be weak to lightning, but I mean, they are people dressed in bird armor, so maybe they're not weak. But I mean, they're flying in the air, so it seems like a thunder strike should bring them down. Oh, I thought they were just bird. Yeah, in the Super Nintendo, I thought the same thing, that they were just bird people. But in the Switch, you can kind of, I mean, it's harder to see, but you can see that there's like there's a couple of eyes inside below the mouth. And then Valentina's got this like bird obsession, it seems like. There's Dodo, but also on her head, there's like, oh, fun fact. So the bird that's on Valentina's head, if it looks familiar to you, it's because it's a very subtle reference to one of the animals that you can get in Donkey Kong Country, the Squawks the Parrot. That's supposed to look like Squawks the Parrot, which is really weird decision to make. But yeah, there was like a developer said like, yeah, that's supposed to look like Squawks. Her hair is a bird. Your point is invalid. Okay, what's beyond this? Oh, hello everyone. What's up? I used to be a guard here until Valentina snatched away all my keys and gave me the boot. Guess I won't be needing this master key anymore. Would you like it? Sure. All right, here you go. Just don't tell me what you're gonna do with it, okay? Castle key 1. Wait, if this is the master key, why is the castle key 1? Go on, take this. Flower jar. Oh, sick. Oh, we have to get rid of stuff. Okay. I guess we'll get rid of it. Oh, honey syrup. We don't need that as much. Okay. That little sound was a baby Yoshi. Okay, let's use the flower jar though, which increases our max FP. So now we have room for one item. Okay, let's see. A dip in the hot springs would perk up the king in a jiffy. Yeah, why don't we just bring the king over to the hot springs? Valentina doesn't want anybody to know that. Hey, did you know? Valentina's got a huge egg in the middle room. It spits out eggs from time to time, and sometimes when you shield yourself, the eggs will ricochet off of you. Oh, weird. An egg that spits eggs? Did you know that there are hot springs around here? Yes? Aw, you're no fun. I wanted to be the first to tell you. Okay, hold on. Try again. Did you know that there are hot springs around here? No. We get special hot springs from Barrel Volcano. Helps cure all kinds of ailments, but only the king gets to bathe in it. Oh, okay. Only the royalty can do that. Or I guess the king, not even all the royalty. They didn't say the prince. Alright, we hit a save point here, so I think we should catch up to where the Super Nintendo is with the Switch version. Let's do it. We're getting pretty far away from Switch. Uh-oh, Mario. Watch out. I haven't even switched my output on my TV too. Okay, there we go. Alright. There shouldn't be any hidden chests here. I don't think they would add more, right? Maybe. Who knows? Alright, let's save here. Oh shoot, thank you. I forgot to switch the music. Thank you so much. Okay. Keep forgetting that part. That laughter you can hear more clearly. Dodo! Did you display the statues properly? Fine. Now polish them to a fine luster and make them a tribute to my beauty. Pay attention to me. Hurry up and don't let me catch you dozing again. Oh, no. Hurry up. Uh-oh. Dodo's in a pretty bad mood. Keep up your statue disguise and jump to avoid getting pecked. Get ready because he's coming this way. Oh, man. That's text is a little differently. I like how they tell you can jump on this. Because it's not clear whether you were able to jump. Or like what to, as a reminder to press B, right? Oh, must be seeing things. Oh. They took out one. What? You saw a statue move? Don't be... Oh, it saw me move. Uh-oh, that's different now. You're just stalling so you won't have to polish them. Oh, I have to do it again. Okay, all right. I gotta be sneaky. I was jumping a little too early because I was afraid. Poor Dodo. Okay. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. I have to do it again. Stop bothering me. If you're so worried, why don't you go give it a good peck? Oh, we're fighting it. We're fighting Dodo now. Oh, cool. All right. Well, I guess in failing this, we get to do a fight. That's cool. All right. Let's do an attack. What does Peach do? Yeah, all right. Oh, that's the War Fan that we see in action for the first time. Let's do one hammer hit, which is a very low-powered item, but it gets us to potentially double our experience points or coins. And now, let's see, let's do a Thunderbolt. Oh, wait, let's do Thought Peak. Let me see what Dodo's thoughts are. If we could time it right. I think we got it. Fire, Fear, Poison. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, okay. Oh! Wow, that's a lot of hits there. Okay, Peach, group hug time. A wild snubble in the chat for Pokemon Community Gamers. Oh, we only have 18. Okay, let's just do regular little fireball. Poor Dodo, I know. Does that do enough? 108. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, let's do a Thunderbolt now. Oops, I didn't time that right. Okay. Flutterhush. Nifty Chris! Hey, everybody. What's going on? Thanks for the raid. Alright, how'd it go? How's it going? How'd your stream go? I think I saw that you were streaming Bloodstained, Nifty Chris, which for those who don't know is made by the same peeps. I don't know how many people are shared between Castlevania, making Castlevania, and Bloodstained, if it's just one person or multiple. But yeah, let's shout you out, Nifty Chris. Shout out, Nifty Chris. There you are. It went well, got to the next major part of Bloodstained. Very nice. Awesome. I'm looking forward to playing Bloodstained myself. Someday. For being a Castlevania fan, I haven't played too many Castlevania games, but I did play back in Halloween 2023 from start to finish in one stream. Super Castlevania 4 for the first time. That was a great time. It was tough. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I should play Bloodstained sometime. But that's good to hear that it's so good. Yeah, awesome. Well worth the $1. So if you don't know Nifty Chris, in addition to playing video games, Nifty Chris also a fan of movies, of hockey, and such. Person I have met in IRL, so legit Chris. Follow Chris. Very cool. For those who don't know, who came in, don't know what I'm up to, I'm playing double Super Mario RPG right now, which means I'm playing my Super Nintendo version of, I'm holding the controller right here, of the Mario RPG and the Switch version at the same time, and we're just alternating between the two. I also play indie games, retro games, just catching up on a lot of my backlog, and I play Nuzlocke too, as well, of Pokemon. Next one, we finished Crystal before, yeah. Anyway, that's what's up. Let's see, Nifty Chris says, I also haven't played it through enough Castlevania games despite loving Metroidvania. See, that's what's up. Yeah, there's a lot to explore. I played a bunch of the DS games to completion. Oh, yeah, so for me it was Circle of the Moon and Game Boy Advance was like pretty much my only one I played for since back when I was in elementary school. Yeah. I also bought a bunch of, or middle school, high school, I don't know. I also bought a bunch of Castlevania bundles that were on sale during this. Oh yeah, there you go. You're all set. Are you gonna go through back-to-back Castlevanias, Nifty Chris, or are you gonna kind of like switch between games, and then every now and then you're gonna do a Castlevania game. Or are you gonna stream them? I don't know if you stream every game. Maybe some games you play offline. All right, let's go progress through this battle. We just got muted by Dodo here, so we cannot do. Actually, we don't need to heal right now, so I think we're good on that. Thanks for the support, Aussie guy. All right, let's try a fireball here. So we're in Nimbus Castle in both games right now. We're making our way through. We just found out that this Dodo guy has been people have been lied to, that they're being said that this Dodo guy is Prince Mallow, but we found out that Mallow is a prince and is the real Prince Mallow. Let's do a Thunderbolt here. Yeah, let's do that. 92. Ooh, nice block there. Ooh, another block there. Okay. I don't think we need... So our triple move is a healing one, so I think we can wait on that. But we do need some more FP, so let's go ahead and use maybe a maple syrup here. There we are. Okay. Alright, but anyways, got to raid and bounce because I got to get up super early to start the pre-orders for Murder. Oh, nice. Alright, yeah. Nippy Chris, you got some Magic the Gathering work to do. Murders at Karlov Manor is the latest Magic set, for those who don't know, Magic the Gathering. And that product is coming out soon. Yeah, good luck with streaming. Thanks so much. Yeah, have a good night, Nippy Chris. Thanks so much for the raid again. I appreciate it. And you take care. Until next time. Making my way downtown. Oh, yeah, we are. We're doing that. Making our way through. Making our way. A lot of making our way. I guess I say that a little bit, huh? Oh, wait. I just pressed. I grabbed the wrong controller again. That's so funny. All right, let me grab that Switch controller. All right. Let's use Ultra Fireball. Damn. Those are big fireballs. Oh, Dodo, you've been roasted. All right, bye, Dodo. Okay, let's double the EXP. Nice. Okay, so we defeated Dodo. What happens now? This is a little different than what we did in Super Nintendo. Yeah, we went through an alternate timeline. So does that mean do we get the feather still? There's no feather here. Would that have would we have gotten the feather if we did it all correctly, like the other way? No way. Where? Thanks for the way. I don't know. Because they do change things, right? I'm gonna guess we would have gotten the feather if we had done the other path. Oh, you're all in for it now, birdies. We got Mallow here. Well, we'll see. We'll see if Thunderbolt does the stuff. Oh gosh. The grinder is different now. They do like a smack. That's kind of weird. It seems like grinding would be like kind of a drill thing, but okay. All right, Mallow, Thunderbolt. You changed the timeline. The Mario timeline. Wow, nice. Mallow's a powerhouse here. Let's double the EXP. Oh, that was tricky. I think it's the left one? Yeah, alright, sweet. Okay, we got a Mario level up here. It is 19, so I think that's special. 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. Lorem ipsum. Okay. So we increase the magic. Mario's the well-rounded one here in terms of level up bonuses. So we just go through a pattern. Every time Mario levels up, goes and picks the next one. And all the other characters have their own thing. All right, we got Big Troopa here. So we want to go and make sure to do some damage to Big Troopa. And Mallow can handle the other two guys, so we can just leave them alone. Thank you, Mario, for just doing 10 damage. It's a me, Mario. The big guy's ready to launch. Almost down. Okay, all right. We gotta get it before this guy smushes us. I think we could just do... Oh, dang, Mallow. You got that. You got those huge cloud hands. Suddenly got all dense and stuff. Double your coins. All right, there we go. Left? Yeah, all right. Got some coinage. Bowser. If you're wondering why, like, after every battle we always do that little mini game thing, it's because Mario has the Lucky Hammer, and every time if Mario does at least one hit with the Lucky Hammer in battle, which is very weak, but that means we get to do a little mini game that potentially increases our points or EXP. All right, Bowser's level up bonus. Oh, whoa, Mega Koopa Stomp. See, that's the one weren't sure in Super Nintendo what the Bowser Crush was. So this one actually explains. This is Bowser's ultimate weapon? Wow. Huh. This actually explains what it is. But yeah, Bowser always gets the physical one here. So all the melee attacks against Bowser are doesn't really hurt the guy. I don't think there's anything here. Okay, all right, let's go do the same thing that we were doing. I like Big Troopa's chonky catchy. Yeah, it's very, very, very pinchable. Bowser looks great in this game. Yeah, Bowser is, you got that. I was gonna do that meme thing where it's like, why is Bowser kind of, Okay, all right. How much will Mallow do? Enough? Not enough. Oh, recover. Oh, that just undid all the damage. All right. Well, we'll still do some damage here, but that's only one. Okay. Well, we'll try a special maybe. Let's try a super jump. Oh. I always get, like, either I get the timing right away or I don't get it at all. And if I get it right away, I just know where to press A. All right, Mallow, maybe do a little shocker. Oh, this is a special enemy. Oh, resistance. Oh, we have to do physical. All right. I guess Mario's jump is a physical attack, I guess. Okay. Did we do the lucky? I think we did. Okay. All right, let's try it. Oh, whoops, I accidentally did the physical attack. All right, if lightning doesn't hurt, can snow hurt? I imagine all this doesn't work, but I guess we have a lot of flower points. Let's do it. I'm gonna try the star one. Yeah, okay, that works. Sweet. Where's Yoshi? Good job, Mallow. You just dropping a huge star on peeps. No problem. No big deal. Didn't know that was a weather. And in tonight's forecast, a star is falling to the earth. Oh, this one says Muckle as well. Hey, you can see the eyes now for the enemy. It looks less menacing. It looks cuter for this jellyfish enemy. All right, let's attack this pinwheel. Mario, you give it a try. Okay, that wasn't too much. Yeah, I guess we'll do Thunderbolt here. Yippee! Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't block Blizzard. Ow. Crystal. Oh, ooh. Can't block that one either. Okay. Wow, we have a 23 chain going on. That's pretty good. Alright, let's smack this guy. Alright, cool. That means we have done 24 successful timed hits in a row. But now that I've said that, I believe I should fail now. 25. Okay. Alright, so lightning didn't work, really. Oh, no, it didn't work on the pinwheel, but it did work on the jellyfish. Let's still whomp them. There we are. Good job, Mallow. Right. Yeah. Wow, alright, pinwheel down. Hey, once again, let's go. Well, I guess that's not too much damage. We missed. But our chain is intact? Oh, interesting. Alright. 30 chain. Left. Alright, good job, Mallow. Level 23, so magic up. Joffle's sleeping. Hey, this is the Switch version shows Joffle actually closing its eyes this time. That's funny. Alright. No more sleeping with your eyes open. I guess it's less weird, less terrifying now. Alright, I think the star stomp from like Mallow. Oh, look at Mallow pulling up his pants. Alright. So we'll try the star, yeah, because the lightning doesn't affect those orb guys. Lucky. Oh, we don't. Oh, yeah, we always get lucky there. A Trevenant in the chat for Pokemon Community Gamers. Alright, let's do it. Oh, I didn't time that as much as well. Joffle's awake now. Alright. Is this the highest chain I've ever gotten? Potentially. 39. Can we get to 40? Don't choke. Pure water. We got pure water. Nice. In the middle? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's Luigi Cat mode. Alright, let's put it on. Whoa! I almost dropped my Switch controller. Hold on. I don't think it needs to charge anymore. Okay. Let's see. Pasta check. Let's go check our pasta after we got our nice. Oh, let me take this off here. All right. That's a go. I got that on straight. Maybe like that. All right, cool. I want the stash. The stash is ever elusive. All right, let's check our pasta. There we go. All right, thanks for the pasta check, Aussie guy. Still here. Always good to make sure your pasta is around. Thanks for the check. All right, let's update that pasta count. There we are. Say, it's a me, Luigi. It's a me, Luigi. Okay, I know you meant Luigi, but... Oh no, I didn't mean to move with the... I grabbed the wrong controller again. Goodness me. Maybe my instinct is play Super Nintendo. I'm just that old school man. Alright, we don't need to heal yet for the triple move, so we're just going to keep that all 100%-y. We're at 39 chains still, so let's keep it up. So we know that Birdie...
Who do you think you are, Bruce Lee?
Hell yeah, we're gonna beat these peeps up. 40 chain. Oh no, I messed up the chain. We got to 40 though. We got to 40. All right, cool. Now we know that the next one to try to go for is 50 someday. But yeah. Wow. Ski. All right, show them what you're made of, Mallow. Okay, here we go. The big guy's ready to launch. Posture check. All right, both pasta and posture. All right, you're on fire. Thank you for the posture check. I am now sitting up straight. Okay, let's see. Big Troopa is almost down. If we don't defeat him now, we're gonna get squished. I think we could just whomp him though, like this. Yeah, that should be fine. All right. Double the coins. Where's Yoshi? In the middle. There we are. Alright, beat up another statue in disguise. Hello? Wow. That's right. There's lots of enemies. Ouch. Big guy's ready. Ooh, double EXP. Although I guess this battle wasn't too big. I think it's middle? Yeah. Okay, we gained 16 more. And there's the level up for Peach. Peach is always... Oh, got a new move, Psych Bomb. Make me mad and boom! Hey, Peach has an offensive move now. That's awesome. Okay, so HP for Peach. H-Peach, as Genevieve puts it one time before, and changed our lives forever. Let's hit a shaman here. And then we'll hit this other one. And then we'll see how much damage Mallow does here. H-Peach! Wait. Hold on. Before I do that, I just want to see what Joffle thinks about when they're sleeping. What are they dreaming? Let me see. Maybe it's the same as when they're awake or when they're sleeping, but maybe something different. Jump, poison, sleep, mute. Relate to that. Huh? That's what they're thinking? Huh? That's so funny. Diamond Saw. Ow. Okay. Man, these shamans go hard. Alright, well. Ooh. Does that mean Joffle's awake? No, not yet. Okay. Okay, we're gonna wake up Joffle now. Alright. Okay, now we're gonna see what Joffle thinks about it. Could be the same, but we've got to make sure. Huh? Okay, thanks, Joffle. Dang, these enemy designs are charming. Yeah. We don't get to see these guys except in Mario RPG. The hidden side of the Mushroom Kingdom verse. Although I guess a lot of the Mario RPGs, like the Mario and Luigi series and the Paper Mario series, have enemies like you never see in the mainline Mario games, right? Can you imagine if all the enemies from the different Mario RPGs all were in the same game? You'd be like, what? Like, now we're just making everything canon within each other. Who are all these little minions in the costumes? Defected Toads? Oh, these guys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They don't really explain, like, who is Valentina? We didn't explain where Valentina comes from. Or, like, maybe what kingdom they hail from. Yeah, maybe the Toads were like, Forget this. I don't want to serve the big head honcho mushroom guy. I'm gonna go serve a bird person or a bird fan or whatever Valentina is. Okay, birdies. Ba ba birdie. Except for, you know, the special enemy here. This one's the birdie is stunned. Oh wow. Cool. That's realistic, actually. I'd be stunned too. They're the same height and have the same eye shape. This is all the evidence. Yeah. Wow. I didn't really think about it like that before. So maybe, you know, also changing perspective on these birdies with this conversation here. Let's double our coins. Not that we need to, I think, too much at this point. Oh god, I lost track. Is it left?
Whoa.
Nope. That's wrong. Okay.
Whoa.
That's alright. We could stand to lose some coins. That's fine. Hey, Shaman. SNES Mario looks like he's having a nice time socializing. Oh yeah, he's partying. Wait, what do the shamans think about? They're like mysterious. Hey, Joffle. What's up? Oops, I did not time that right. Okay, next battle. So we find a shaman and we'll thought peek the shaman. The shamans are my favorite in this level. Oh, nice. They kind of look like, they remind me of Vivi. I don't know if that's like the same for you. Okay, Mario's level 20, so let's see, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, so I think level 20's bonus should be physical. Yeah, 5, and then 8. Right? Let me see. If this is 2, 3, 4, so this goes 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. Yeah, 20 is physical. Okay. Oh yeah, you too. Yep. Shaman got that VV energy. Oh, here they are. Okay, we've got 4 battles to do here. Oh god. That's pretty substantial. Oh wow, okay. We should still get rid of Big Troopa first, but this birdie is gonna have a lot of HP. Stick around. Birdie is stunned. Nice. Big guy's ready to launch. The birdie's confused. Wow. That's awesome. Big Troop is almost down. Alright, there you go, big guy. Rest easy. So my plan with so we have the Lucky Hammer, right? So Mario's doing very little damage. But my plan is that once we get to kind of towards the end of the game, all that experience we've doubled up on, like then we'll switch to buying the latest, strongest weapon. Yeah, then Mario's gonna see a big power boost. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, I think we can get away with doing 1 Thunderbolt now, and then we'll Thought Peek the special enemy here. And that's, oh, what? It runs away? That's funny. That guy knows better, I guess. Oh, we defeated the shaman. Okay, next battle then. Middle. Alright, try again. This time we'll just Thought Peek right away. Oh wow, nice one, Peach. What do you think about Shaman? I might lose this fight. And the guy was real for that. All right. Or they were real for that. The people. Oh gosh, yeah. They figured they were probably gonna lose, and they still faced death in the eye and didn't run it. Well, I guess no, that other shaman ran away. So sometimes they're like, okay, I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm just going. I think we should just do a physical against this guy. There you go. I know Peach is like kind of half health, but that's alright. I'm waiting to get a little more damage before we do our heal the party attack or move. Maybe when we Royal Syrup, that's great. Maybe when we're fighting those heavy troopas. Or the big troopas. Level up for Gino. You know what that means. It's 19. Okay, let's choose the level up bonus for Gino. I'm gonna start a poll. Which level up bonus for Gino this time? We got physical, HP, and magic. 1 minute, start the poll. We got a Furfru in the chat for Pokemon community gamers as well. What exciting times. We got just about half the time left for the poll for what level up bonus for Gino this time. Looks like one is in the lead here. If there's ever a tie, and that includes whether it's 2 or 3, we randomize between those options. But it looks like we might have a winner here. And 3, 2, 1, and poll is up. We're going with physical. Getting a little tougher in the Switch version. Ow. Oh gosh, Peach. Okay, let's do the triple move. Healing Rainbow. You go, Prince. Ow. Rinks. Hello, you come to learn. Oh yeah, we know the drill. We know the drill. You don't want spoilers? I appreciate the lure. Malice. Yeah, Mallow's awesome. Like I love because Mallow's the weather guy, right? The weather guy. Can you imagine Mallow in charge of the forecast on the TV? Okay, so today it's going to be a rainy day because I'm feeling pretty sad, and honestly, I'm probably going to cry a couple times. Back to you, Mario. Hope you're having fun. Yeah, I'm having a great time. Thanks, Franks. This is very delightful gaming right here. The birdie is stunned. Oh, I missed. Okay. Should we do a shocker? How much? Okay, we got FP. Okay. All right, let's do it. Nice. 1 hit KO. Well, I mean, it took a couple hits, but that one was like pretty big finisher there. Can you imagine a spur natural disaster just because you made Mallow mad? Yeah. Right? What's the emotion for snow? I don't know. Maybe feeling depressed? Is that an emotion? No, I don't know. But speaking of which, Jenna Viva and I, it's getting towards like snowy levels here, which is like always a question of whether it's going to happen in our area of Seattle. It's more rare and exciting, and we went and got a little tiny bit of little snow stuff going on. And this weekend should get maybe potentially some more of that. Oh, I should be hitting the big guy. Whoops. So we went outside and experienced some of that. So that's cool. All right, so thunderbolts. Yeah, we should do that. I guess, since we're talking about snow, let's do snowy here. What are we doing here? Rotate. There you are. Did that do much? Oh, they resist snow. That's interesting. Wow. That's amazing. Cold, chilled, lonely. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hollow, that or fluffy. Feeling fluffy. Never lived anywhere with snow, so it was yeah. This was a big day for Genevieve. Ah. And I remember like in the previous years during Christmas time, it's like the snow happens during December, and I was like flying back to California during that time to visit family and friends, and I was like, dang it. I remember one year in 2021, I think. Yeah, it was like I was waiting for snow to happen for a specific reason. I wanted to do like some kind of video that involves snow. And each day I was watching the forecast, and I was like, all right, it says it might snow. And then the day I flew to California, it's like, well, I ran out of days. I got to fly. It snowed. And I'm like, damn it. And it didn't snow after I came back. So it's always like a gamble each year, or not gamble, but like an exciting, like, is it gonna snow for us this year in this area? In other parts of Seattle, there's more snow, but in the district that we're in, there's less. Rinks, you also get excited with snow. Nice. And then, of course, maybe some of y'all in the chat may experience snow all the dang time, especially when it gets not so fun. And that's why it is also exciting here, because we don't have to deal with the shoveling of snow or getting snowed in. Well, knock on wood. Never know if there's going to be a big difference, a freak storm happening. Although there was supposed to be stormy stuff, right? That's happening now. Snowstorm? I don't know. Alright, let's try it. I guess we'll start with let's do a Thunderbolt here. It seems like it does more, because they're flying type, right? It's Pokemon logic. Okay, alright. The goal is to not get squished by these guys, so hopefully another Thunderbolt will take care of this. I was so sensitive to the wind chill. How do people live? Yeah, that's also a downside, I guess. If it gets even colder and colder, and then the wind gonna freeze you up. Bundle up. Double your coins. So with the temperatures that we experienced, my layers were, I had a t-shirt, a hoodie, and another, I had that Letterman jacket, side-up jacket. So I guess that's a hoodie too? Zip-up hoodie, another one? Two of them. Okay. I don't have any specific, like, thermal wear. That could be useful, getting some thermal wear. I know at Uniqlo, that brand's clothing store company. Although I don't know if I know that I've heard of on special social media the concept of fast fashion. I don't know if that counts as that, and how it's maybe not as good. But anyway, they have each year during the colds, the winter times, they bust out their thermalware stuff. And I never bought one, but I've always been curious of how well it works or what the experience is like. You just wear them under your clothing, like underclothing. Or they say heat tech. This says it has heat tech. Whichever fancy term, fancy stuff that they want to call their whatever they did. Oh, what level up do? Oh, it's level 21, right? Is that level 21? I think so. All right. Okay. HP. Because 20 is physical for Mario, and Bowser always gets physical, so we're gonna level up physical. Hey, shamans. Shaman special enemy there. Okay, so we should smack this one then. Lightning Road. Oh, God. Oh. That's right. We only took 1 damage because Mallow has always does a level up bonus for magic. So Mallow's magic defense is through the roof, whereas Bowser's physical defense is also like Mallow's magical defense, but for physical attacks. Alright, we're just gonna go do melee attacks now. Oh, I looked away. No. Okay. I guess that makes it more exciting to if I messed up on that part. Then it's like, will I get the bonus or not? They made it just a little bit too easy for that. Like, rarely I get it wrong, which makes it kind of less exciting, I guess. I like how there's this magical barrier thing that appears when blocking. It reminds me of like Smash Brothers has this like, why does everybody have this like bubble shield in Smash Brothers? It's like they just kind of threw that in just to make the game work. It also reminds me of how the Pokemon TCG has these like trainer cards that are items that don't exist in Pokemon games. It's just like, hey, here are the digging claws items. Like this doesn't appear anywhere. What? Okay. They just like make up stuff. They're like, I don't know. They're not reusing stuff that exists in the games or whatever to do this effect of a card. They're just making up new items. Which is, you know, maybe a cool thing. Maybe that extends the Pokemon universe. Can you imagine if they had the Pokemon TCG items only stuff appear in the video games? And if so, which ones would you want to see? That's a question I never asked myself until just now. Whoa. I'll have to think about it. What are like my most favorite trainer cards? I know there's the like popular tournament ones. So we got Scoop Up, which is just returning a Weedle back to its Pokeball. We already see that happen. We got Computer Search, which we got the computer in the video game. Item Finder, that's also okay. That's in the game. Let's see. I think we should smack Corpus in here. What else is a popular? We have energy removal. That's something that, yeah, because energy was made up for. Oh, this one won't hurt resistant. Yeah, energy doesn't exist in Pokemon video games. Only the TCG. So I guess what would energy remove? I don't know. It doesn't even make sense. I guess you would remove their PP, the the stuff that's keeps track of how many times you can use a move. Like they are so drained of energy they can't be bothered to use more of their moves. They're like, I'm done with Blizzard now. I've run out. The energy removal has removed my energy. You got me my favorite card. Oh yes, yes. The fairy sode. I've heard. Am I saying that right? Oh, I didn't pay attention to it. Yes, for Christmas I got. So there was a full art trainer card that Jenna had commented on before, and I was like noting like she likes this card. Maybe we keep that in mind. And so I was like, we had stockings, so I made that a stocking stuffer. This full art trainer card. Very pretty. And yeah. It's of the in gold and silver in the Johto region. You can see, I think, is it Johto region? These you can find them. Or is it? Or am I confusing with another bunch of girls? The kimono girls? Or no? I don't know. Furisode. Alright, thank you. Furisode. But yeah, Furisode Girl is the card, right? That's the full title of the card. And it does an effect. I actually forgot the effect. The main point is just like, it just looks like a cool card. Pretty beautiful art. We have a Ponyta in the chat for Pokemon Community Gamers. Peach is leveled up, so the level up bonus is, again, of course, H-Peach. Ah, we just ran past the Joffle on accident. Hey, we made it here. Okay, so let's go ahead and save. Well, wait, let's talk to everybody and then save. Did you know that there are hot springs around here? Let's hit nope, right? We know that this person likes to tell us about, be the first to tell us about the hot springs. We get special hot water from Barrel Volcano. It helps cure all kinds of ailments. But only royalty get to bathe in it. Oh, they changed it. So they say only the king gets to bathe in it. But in this one, the Switch version, they say only royalty gets to. That's interesting. So maybe that kind of tells us, hey, Mallow, you're a prince, so... I used to be a guard here until Valentina snatched away all my keys and gave me the boot. Guess I won't be needing this master key anymore. Would you like it? Sure. Okay. All right, here you go. Just tell me what you... Just don't tell me what you're going to do with it, okay? Castle key 1. Go on, take this. Flower jar, nice. Dip in the hot springs would perk up the king in a jiffy. Valentina doesn't want you to know this one cool trick. Valentina would hate for you to know that. Hey, did you know Valentina's got a huge egg in the middle room? It spits out eggs, which is weird, an egg that spits eggs. From time to time, and sometimes when you shield yourself, the eggs will ricochet off of you. Alright, let's go and hit save. She took all my keys, now I can't use my keys. Oh well, want my key? Yeah, the logic on that doesn't quite... Yeah, that doesn't quite jive. Okay, so now we switch away from the Switch and back to Super Nintendo. Alright, this time I'll remember to do the audio. There we are. And then we're going to switch our output here. Great job, thank you. I keep forgetting before to switch my audio, but now we're good. Let's see, we're still good on stats. Looks like Mario we gotta look out for on HP. Okay, alright, so we have the castle key 1. We'll probably go to the middle room now and use that key. Oh, there's the egg. Shy away. La-di-da. Here you go, big eggy. I'll give you plenty of nutrients so you'll grow up to be big and strong. Oh, Mario's already here. He's a fast one, he is. Oh, I got to do a barrel roll. All right. There's one barrel roll. Yeah, you're trying to get me that. You're trying to get me that stash. Oh! It won't open. It's locked. What? Mysterious. Ha ha ha. I want to see it on camera since it's being repaired. Yeah.
I'm so lonely. Will you play with me?
Sure. Thanks. Uh-oh. Egg time. Let's give a Geno boost to Mario. This will boost his attack, but if we time it right, it'll boost defense. Oh, we didn't. Actually, maybe I pressed the wrong button. I think I was supposed to press a Y, but then, okay, there's a little crack in the egg. But in the Switch version, I think we press A. Alright, we'll just do the hand cannon then.